Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. If you are new, hello, my name is Connor. But you can call me Imagine Tiger, you can call me Connor, you can call me Bob, you can call me Trevor, you can call me whatever. You can call me Dave if you really want. This video is kind of me explaining to you about myself a little bit more, because I guess since January of 2017 a lot has changed. A lot of you might not know unless you follow me on my social medias. I lost my dog in January of 2017, and for anybody that was wondering, in one of my previous vlogs I mentioned that I had a necklace with Sasha's fur in it. This is the necklace with Sasha's fur in. I'll just take it out. It is a cross, but this little vial that you see there, that is of Sasha's fur. So I do always have her with me. But yeah, since January I was actually told that I have bipolar. And if you don't know what bipolar is, then this video might be kind of helpful for you. So bipolar, a lot of people kind of know it as manic depression, a lot of people just know it as mental illness, a lot of people know it as just bipolar. Okay, if you do see me kind of look behind you, it's because I've kind of wrote it down on a Word document and I'm just reading it off there because I couldn't remember it all off by heart. So bipolar, yeah, it's known as a manic depression or kind of mental illness. It brings severe high and low moods, which for me happens a lot. I could be happy, I could be sad, I could be happy again, then I could be sad again. It does constantly keep kind of going up and down. A big thing that can happen in some people is it will change their sleeping patterns. I've noticed that a lot. I used to be able to stay up quite late. I now can't stay up quite late. I can't stay up anything past 10. If I try, I just automatically feel sleepy. For me, it's changed my energy and it's changed kind of my overall how I feel about myself. It's changed a lot. I know quite a few people that I actually speak to, they have bipolar themselves, and they say that they feel overly happy and energised. I'm the complete opposite of that. I could feel complete just meh. That is my honest opinion. A lot of the time I just don't want to do anything. I just want to stay at home and just chill. But yeah, it's a strange one, because for me, bipolar, I always kind of it's weird. I kind of always associated bipolar with two personalities, of having a high personality where you're happy and having a low personality when you just, yeah, great, cool. But I've just quickly changed this kind of list that I was on to what to look at and kind of symptoms of bipolar. I first noticed that I had bipolar because I would be excessively happy. I am reading this from webmd.com, so you guys can by all means go on it. Again, I'm just kind of reading it from there and saying whether or not I've had them me personally. Sudden changes in being joyful to being irritated. I get that a lot. I could be happy and then I could see something and it'll just irritate me so much that it will annoy me, and it will annoy me a lot. The third point is restlessness. I've had probably a low restlessness, just because for me, I'd say it's more I can't feel comfortable. I can't feel comfortable when I'm going to sleep. I will constantly move. I can't find a comfortable place to lie in. Rapid speech and poor concentration. That's a point I've probably not had or experienced or not even realised. Poor concentration I've always had anyway. I have the attention span of a sponge. Just never happens. But rapid speech, I will sometimes when I am at work speak really quick and not realise that I am talking quite quick. But again, I wouldn't say for me that's always. Increased energy and less need for sleep. For me that's the other way around. I have probably no energy, but I have more need for wanting sleep. I don't know if that's just I constantly want to sleep. Unusually high sex drive. I'm not going to really comment on that one because my family and friends watch these. But I know a lot of people, when they kind of have unusually high sex drives, it's just they are very, very attracted to the person that they're with. But with bipolar, it's completely different because it's like it's non-existent. Making grand and unrealistic plans. I constantly feel like that. I'm always saying, oh, I'd love to go to New Zealand, or I'd love to go here, there and everywhere. But I would never have the courage to actually go and book a flight to New Zealand or anywhere. Showing poor judgment. I constantly do that because I poorly judge everything that I do. I will second guess everything that I do as well. Again, could be different for everyone, but that's just me personally. Drug and alcohol abuse. I do not touch drugs and I do not wish to touch drugs. I am completely drug anti-free. That is the word, I think. Yeah, I don't like drugs. I don't like people that do drugs. It infuriates me when people do drugs. Alcohol abuse. I only drink on occasions, whether it be holidays, families, like family kind of holidays, family, birthdays, my birthday. I don't physically sit there and go, do you know what, I fancy a beer, I fancy a vodka, I fancy whatever. But yeah, becoming more impulsive. Becoming more impulsive probably is definitely not me. Or I don't know, because no one's mentioned it. Yeah. Another thing that I actually wanted to include are, everyone constantly thinks that bipolar you have highs more than you have lows. For me, that is not correct at all. I have probably more lows than I do highs because I have a lot going on in my life. I've lost a lot in my life. So I just wanted to include some of the list from the WebMD of what a lot of the lows that people have. People have sadness, loss of energy, which is again me. Feeling of hopelessness and worthlessness, that's constantly me. I constantly feel like there is no hope for me. I constantly feel like I'm not worth anything. Even though I'm surrounded by people that absolutely love me and adore me, I constantly feel like I'm nothing and I don't deserve nothing. Not enjoying anything, not enjoying things you once loved / liked. Now, for me, that is a definite. I used to absolutely love and absolutely liked just kind of sitting and reading a book and being me. And now I very rarely will read a book. I do actually have a book that I am currently reading and I am forcing myself to read because I've wanted this book since I actually very first seen it, and I've not been able to find it anywhere since I did see it. So I am reading it and I'm not that far into the book. I'm a little bit into the book. But the book that I'm currently reading is Inside Alcatraz, My Time on the Rock by Jim Quillen. And it's a true story of inside the actual Alcatraz prison. So far I'm really enjoying it, so I'm sure that will be a book that I will like. Another point is trouble concentrating. I've always had trouble concentrating, so that's always been me. Uncontrollable crying. Now, both me and Kieran have picked that up. I can sit in the bed and just cry and not know why I'm crying. And then I could be fine 1 minute later. It's bizarre, I know, it's strange. Trouble making decisions. I used to be quite good at making decisions. I now I struggle very, very hard to make a decision. If there's a decision to be made and Kieran can make the decision, I will get him to make the decision. Irritability. I just get irritated by a lot of things all the time. Needing more sleep, constantly me. I constantly wake up feeling tired and just wanting to sleep. Appetite changes, making them lose or gain weight. Since being told in January, I will admit I have put on a lot of weight, and that's because when I'm having a low, I will actually comfort eat. I've always struggled with that since I was in my young teens. I've always struggled with comfort eating, and I have been trying to get out of it, but unfortunately it's very hard. Thoughts of death or suicide and actually attempting suicide. For me, that's quite a hard subject to talk about because, again, I've tried both. I have thought of death. I have thought of suicide. I've thought of ways that I can kill myself. Quite a while ago, I actually attempted suicide, and that was just because I was going through such a bad patch and I just wanted to end it. It was only when I was surrounded by amazing people such as my partner, his mum, his sister, my dad, and all my friends that I actually came to kind of figure out that there are other ways that you can work about things. Like, you don't need to stoop to kind of that level. There are people that you can speak to. There are helplines that you can speak to, which actually I do speak to when I am feeling that kind of situation. So there are things that you can do to prevent yourself from feeling like that. And if you ever do, my advice would be to speak to somebody about it and not deal with it yourself, which is what I did. I was constantly trying to deal with it on my own, and I just didn't want anybody else kind of there. But I hope this video is an insight into exactly what it's like having bipolar. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. Please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!